What's up guys, and oh boy, we have a lot to cover today. There was a big info drop. When I say big, I mean big. I mean literally, if we measure how big the info is by how long Cerebi is down for, after the reveal, apparently Cerebi is still down, or the server is still playing up, and it's been at least 3 hours since the reveal. This is more time, according to Joe, the guy who runs Cerebi, more time than it was down for the Mega Evolution reveal. We have a ton of new info, new stuff we never even thought would happen, and it's just crazy. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, guys. I am going to start with the cool new features. The first one being Z moves, the new hyper move we were talking about in several different videos. Now, Z moves. I'm going to read through the information given on the website. A new element has been introduced in the Pokemon games in Sun and Moon. Z moves. They are moves of great power that can only be used once per battle. When the trainer and Pokemon's wishes resonate with each other, they both release their full power together. The result is an explosive force of a Z move, or Z move, however you want to pronounce that. All Pokemon can use Z moves to perform mightily in battle, so it's every single Pokemon, but it is simply one move per type. We have some key items for Z moves. We have the Z ring, fits on a trainer's arm, and Z crystals are set into it. If a Pokemon holds the same variety of Z crystal, the two will be able to resonate with one another. Crystals that correspond to each Pokemon type have been found in the Alolan region. So it looks like we have to collect these crystals, these 18 crystals, one for each type, and you set them in the ring, possibly before the battle, so it's not a case of you can use a Z move of every type or whatever. You have to choose which Z move you want in the battle. So I guess it's similar to Mega Evolution, how you give the Mega Pokemon the Mega Stone to use that. You have to choose which type of move you want to use in battle, and obviously you need to have a similar type Pokemon. So, there are two conditions for performing Z moves. A Pokemon must learn a move of the same type as Z Crystal, so if it's Pikachu, it's got to know an electric type move to use that. But it might also be able to, say like Tauros learns a fighting type move, he might be able to use the fighting type Z move, who knows. And it must be holding the corresponding Z Crystal. It looks like Pokemon hold Z Crystals actually, rather than putting them in the ring, we don't know. When you see these moves in action in game, each overwhelmingly powerful move will be on full display, filling the entire screen as you might expect. So, there's also going to be a new toy. Tomy International will be releasing a Z-Ring item for sale, timed to match up with the launch of Pokemon Sun and Moon. When a player uses a Z move in Sun and Moon, his or her real-life Z-Ring will light up, vibrate, and play sounds to go along with the game. What the hell? That looks interesting. Not that I would really want to get that myself, but looks interesting. So what Z moves do we know about already? Well, there are 4, I believe, that are revealed in the video. One for electric, and then grass, water, and fire. Electric move is called Gigavolt Havoc. That's the one we saw Pikachu using. The grass type move is called Bloom Doom. It's a really interesting name. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but there we go. Fire type move is called Inferno Overdrive, which I do like the name of, and the water type move is called Hydro Vortex, which I quite like too. So Z moves seem like they're going to be quite interesting to use and to play around with. That's the big reveal, but I don't think it is the big reveal really, because there's more to come, guys. Just stay in your seats if you haven't fallen off them already. We also have PokéRide, a new feature in the game, similar I think to Soaring from Oras. One aspect of the culture in the Alola region is something known as PokéRide, in which certain Pokemon help people get to places they wouldn't be able to reach by using human strength alone. These Pokemon don't join the team, but can call on them anytime to receive their help. So it looks like you have this little mobile phone gadget thing, and you can call Pokemon of whatever sort. We've seen Sharpedo, we've seen Mudsdale, we've seen Charizard, so maybe Charizard is like a soaring Pokemon, or maybe he just helps you get up to high places, who knows. This practice is a typical way of life in Alola, where humans and Pokemon are so closely bound together. So PokéRide is what we've seen before. There's loads of different stuff for PokéRide. There are, as we've seen already, there's Stoutland. Stoutland seems to have this little sniff ability where he can help you look for stuff. We don't really know quite at the moment what that's about. I've just seen it going on the trailer, but we still have more to cover, so I'm not going to get too hung up on that. So, Pokemon is the next thing. I would cover the new Pokemon first, but there are new forms to cover. Alolan Forms. This was something I've been playing around in my mind for ages. I've seen it on DeviantArt when I've been looking for video resources and such, but variants of Pokemon, like, it's not as cut as dry as that, but variants of Pokemon. First up we have the Alolan Executor, or Executor. He is a grass dragon type, and obviously you can see this amazing new design. I'm not going to say amazing, a different new design. Shaped basically like a palm tree, whereas obviously normal Executor is shaped like a palm tree, but not quite as high, not quite as tall. But we have the Alolan Executor. The environment of the Alola region, where strong sunlight pours down all year round, brought about this change in the Executor's form. The people of Alola boast that the Alolan Executor is the true form of Executor. Unlike other ones, it actually has a fourth head on its tail, and it controls the tail independently and can take on opponents on the rear. The Pokemon excels at whipping its long neck like a lash to attack with its hard heads, but the neck can sometimes become a weakness. So, this is actually the deepest lore, guys, because it was in Generation 3 Pokédex entries that Executor originally came from the tropics. Its head steadily grew larger from exposure to strong sunlight. Not necessarily the head's growing larger, but the neck at least, so that is something there. But Alolan forms of Pokemon, so it seems like Pokemon have adapted to distinctive microclimates of the Alola region, taking on different forms than in other regions. They're called regional variants. They take root in the Alola region, they live like native Pokemon. Regional variant Pokemon can have different appearances and types, as we've seen with Executor, and their ways of living can also differ from previously known. We had a Grass Dragon Executor, but now we have Ice types, guys. Ice types. What Pokemon are becoming Ice types? Vulpix and Ninetales are becoming Ice type Pokemon. Vulpix is a pure Ice type Pokemon, or the Alolan Vulpix. Its ability is Snow Cloak, funnily enough. It's said that Vulpix came to the Alola region together with humans, but the fox Pokemon moved to the snowy mountain peaks to avoid the normal habitats of other Pokemon and ended up taking on this form. They live in high mountains, remain covered in snow year round, and they live in small packs of 2 to 5 individuals. They can freeze anything solid by expelling breath at a temperature of minus 58 degrees, and it doesn't fare well in the heat, but when the temperature gets too high, it produces ice from its tail to lower the surrounding temperature. And then we have the Alolan Ninetales, which is an Ice Fairy type. Ball. Ninetales finally a secondary type, not as we were imagining, but it's good. Again, ability is Snow Cloak. They live on a snowy peak that was revered in the Alola region as a holy mountain. They are treated as sacred emissaries, and people meet them with awe and fear. This Pokemon's personality is extremely gentle, and at times it helps humans who seem to be in distress. It shows no mercy at all to anyone that dares to damage its territory. It's able to produce ice crystals from the fur that covers its body, and can use ice crystals to block attacks or form balls of ice with them. So, Ice type, Vulpix, and Ninetales. But we're not done yet. I can't speak. We're not done yet, guys. We have 2 more Ice type Pokemon, which are forms again, and we have the Alolan Sandshrew, an Ice Steel type. So he has gone from a ground type to an Ice Steel type. Interesting. Again, Snow Cloak is the ability, bit of a weird one, but whatever. Sandshrew historically lived in desert areas, but the frequent eruptions of nearby volcanoes drove them to abandon the desert and migrate to snowy mountains, where they took on this form. The body changed to adapt to the harsh environment of snowy mountains, and the Alolan Sandshrew has a shell of ice covering its skin, which is like hard steel. It excels defensively but lacks flexibility and can't curl its body into a ball like a ground-type Sandshrew can. Its heavy weight makes them slower than normal Sandshrew, but the claws on its hands and feet allow it to move across ice without slipping. When it wants to move quickly, it uses its stomach to slide across the ice like a curling rock. And of course, we have the Alolan Sandslash, again an Ice Steel type. Snow Cloak is the ability once more. They evolve, obviously, with spiny backs that are covered in ice. Thanks to the icy coating, the spines are large and sharp. They hide themselves in the snow when strong enemies appear, living only in their needle exposed and ready for business. Weight of the ice that covers the body makes this Alolan Sandshrew heavier than normal Sandslash, and causes them to be slower. Yet in snowfields and on ice, they move by creating a path with their claws. So basically, it looks like there will be stat differences between these 2 types. It looks like the Alolan Sandslash and Sandshrew are going to be slower than their normal counterparts, but they might have higher defense, for example, so this is going to be really, really interesting. But we're not done there, guys. We have more to cover still. We have more new Pokemon. How many new Pokemon? We have 1, 2, oh, I hit the screen, that's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, I think, somewhere. 7 new Pokemon to cover. I think I'm counting 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, just the 6 to go along with everything else we've already seen. Okay. So first up, I'm going to start with the evolution of a Pokemon we've already seen, and this Pokemon is Gumshoos. Yes, Gumshoos. I don't know. He is the Stakeout Pokemon, much like Yungoos. Same abilities as Yungoos, Stakeout and Strong Jaw. Still a pure normal type. But yeah, basic, Gumshoe, evolution of Yungoos. Nothing too special there. I'm just going to leave it there. There's really nothing extra to say there. He's cool, but there are more Pokemon to cover still. We have more Grass-type Pokemon. First up, we have Fomantis, the Sickle Grass Pokemon. Its ability is Leaf Guard, which we've seen before, so it's nothing special. It's Nocturnal, performs photosynthesis. And it's not just a source of energy, it's a necessity to achieve the strength and brilliance of its evolved form. What is this evolved form, you ask? Well, we have Lurantis, the Bloom Sacred Pokemon. Again, a pure grass type, again, Leaf Guardian's ability. It can also learn a new move called Solar Blade. This is a move that releases a blade-shaped beam to mince up its foes, so it looks like it's going to be physical, this move, so maybe Lurantis is a physical Pokemon, who knows. The blade is so sharp, it can slice a rock in half, but Solar Blade is a move that no Pokemon has been able to learn before. It absorbs energy from the sun on the first turn, and then unleashes a powerful attack on the second turn. So it's basically a physical Solar Beam. That's pretty cool. Solar Beam, Solar Blade. Makes a lot of sense. It's also a different type of Pokemon, but we'll talk about that a bit later on. Stay tuned for more interesting information, but we have some more Pokemon to cover first. Next up we have Minior, the Meteor Pokemon. It's a rock flying type, but its ability is pretty cool. It's called Shields Down. The new Shields Down ability, which no Pokemon has had before. With it, it will have excellent defensive capabilities as long as it shares an attack, but it will also be protected from status conditions. But when its health points drops below half, the shell will break, and it will change to a form better suited to attacking. Obviously you can see the form here. So this is going to be quite interesting, and now it seems to be 4 different forms for its broken form, I guess you can call it. We have a yellow, an orange, a red, and a blue. It will change colour depending on the particular colour of the debris it has absorbed. Okay. Its passive coloration is a cute look, so this Pokemon often use a design motif for clothing and accessories. Particular colour of the debris it has absorbed. So maybe it's just like they'll be sort of like Floette, you'll be able to find different forms of them. But rock flying, that's quite an interesting type for that to have. They're formed in the stratosphere and live by absorbing the detritus around them. When they've consumed a large quantity of particles, their bodies become heavy and they fall towards the planet's surface. It has a hard and heavy outer shell with a core inside, and they seem to be made in such a way that if the shell breaks, it becomes lighter and can deal out quick attacks, as we've spoken. Yes, that's what we have there. But we have more new Pokemon still, so stay tuned. We have the pre-evolution for Mudsdale. We have Mudbray, the Donkey Pokemon. Haha, pure ground type, own tempo and stamina as abilities. Own tempo we've seen before, stamina being the new one that Mudsdale has, raises defense when it gets hit by an attack. Mudbray could be once found all over the world, but was overhunted and ended up on the verge of extinction. It's said the Alola region is the only place where they can be found. It boasts superhuman strength, similar to Mudsdale, and can carry loads up to 50 times its weight on the back or dragging behind it. Loves playing in the mud, etc, etc, etc. We have more Pokemon to look at still though. We have Oricorio. Oricorio is a new bird-type Pokemon that has 4 different forms, 1 for each island. We'll go through them individually. First up we have the Baile style, the dancing Pokemon, fire flying type for the Baile style, Baile, I don't know. Ability is Dancer, and I think it shares this ability over all forms. Dancer is a new ability, which basically, if another Pokemon in the field uses a dancing move, Swords Dance, Dragon Dance, Quiver Dance, Oricorio uses the same move, same dance immediately afterwards, I guess without wasting a turn. So that's pretty cool. And there's also a new move called Revelation Dance. Only Oricorio can learn, and its type changes based on Oricorio's current style. So I guess it's fire for the Ballet style. We then have the Pom Pom style, which is an electric flying type, so I guess that would be electric there. Same ability and everything like that. We also have the Pow style, which is a psychic flying type, so we can assume Revelation Dance will be psychic type. And then we have the Sensu style, which is a ghost flying type, so I guess it will be a ghost type move in that sense. I don't think we know which island it is on. We're just told they're 4 different forms, the same as the number of islands in Alola, so we don't know which island is which for these birds right now, but I guess we'll find out fairly soon. Is that it for the moment? I think that's all the new Pokemon. However, we still have more to talk about. We have new characters. I don't know. Let's click on the Alola region. It'll probably be in here. Yes, okay. The Rite of the Island Challenge. Yes, the Island Challenge. One aspect of the unique culture in the Alola region is the Island Challenge, an adventurous rite that involves travelling for each of the 4 islands. Sounds like a quest to me. What are games usually like? Quests. This event helps young Pokemon grow and define Pokemon trainers. As the main character of Pokemon Sun and Moon, you yourself are destined to attempt this Island Challenge. Ha! There are Island Challenge trials. To complete the Island Challenge, young trial goers must overcome the trials in store on each of the 4 islands. These trials are not limited to battling Pokemon. They take on a variety of forms, such as finding items or completing tests of knowledge. you will not be able to accomplish them with ordinary methods, so they seem to be like gym puzzles basically. Some of them seem to be like, I'm going to need you to find 4 ingredients for me. Your task will be to find the difference between the two, spot the difference, stuff like that. But I don't think it'd be that simple, who knows. There are also totem Pokémon. At the end of each trial, a mighty Pokémon known as a totem Pokémon will be waiting. A totem Pokémon is much larger than other of its species, and its body is enveloped in a special aura. For example, it seems to be on the first island, Gumshoos is the totem Pokémon here. You can see it's pretty tall, much taller than the normal one, and it's surrounded by a special aura. It can also call ally Pokemon. For example, Gumshoos is shown calling in a Yungoos, so that makes a lot of sense there. Summon ally Pokemon. With the support of these Pokemon, they become even more powerful. But there also are Grand Trials. The final trial on each island is called the Grand Trial. It is a Pokemon battle against the Kahuna who leads that island. If a trial goer succeeds in clearing this Grand Trial, he or she will be publicly recognised as having cleared all the island's trials and can move on to the next island. Who is the Kahuna of the first island? Of course, it's Hala. Who would have guessed? Not like I said that. Oh yeah, I did. Anyway, there is then one more thing to look at here. We have the trial captains. These are not the Kahunas, these are the captains, so they lead the trials basically. Each trial has a captain whose role is to provide guidance to trial goers. All of the captains are trainers who undertook trials in their own island challenge a few years earlier. First up we have Lana. She's a champion who is an expert of water-type Pokemon. Sounds like a gym leader to me. Then we have Captain Mallow, who is an expert of grass-type Pokemon. Thirdly, we have Sophocles, I don't know how to say his name. He's the electric-type trial master. And then finally we have Kiawe, who is an expert in fire-type Pokemon. Together with his Marowak, who's not a fire-type Pokemon, he studies traditional dances that have been passed down in the Alola region. So 4 trial masters, 1 for each island. And then we have the Kahunas, who lead them, of course. Kahunas are chosen by the Pokemon known as guardian deities, which are also found on each island. Kahala is the Kahuna of the Mele Island, where you've just moved to. His skill is renowned, he gives you your first Pokemon, etc, etc. So, that is that, guys. What do you think that means? Yes, no more gyms. Gyms are gone, it would seem, and they've been replaced by the island challenge on each of the 4 islands with the trial leaders, so that's a battle there. The totem Pokemon, which are again sort of like a little boss battle, and then obviously the Kahunas as well, which seems to be like a second gym battle. So there's a lot of different stuff in these games. I'm sure there'll be a hell of a lot more to break down from this trailer in the next few days, and I've spoken for almost 20 minutes already, but let me know what you think down below, guys. What do you think about the Z moves, the Alolan Forms, these new Pokemon, and the fact there will be no more gyms, or at least no gyms in Sun and Moon? What do you think that's going to mean? Are you going to like it? Are you going to like the change, the sort of different thing, or would you prefer to collect your badges? Let me know what you think about all this down below in the comment section, and smash that like button for such an awesome trailer and so much hype. This is going to be it for me for today. I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.